Sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, es ist mir eine besondere Ehre, Sie alle im Namen der Botschaft von Bosnien-Herzegowina in Berlin begrüßen zu dürfen. Seien Sie alle herzlich willkommen. Zudem Glückwünsche auch an alle hier anwesenden Frauen zum Weltfrauentag. Das darf man auch nicht vergessen. Besonders begrüßen möchte ich Frau Theresa Schopper, Staatssekretärin im Staatsministerium Baden-Württembergs, Herrn Igor Crnadak, den Außenminister von Bosnien und Herzegowina, Herrn Predrag Luhakovic, den Minister für Handel und Tourismus der Regierung der Republika Srpska in Bosnien und Herzegowina. Es ist uns eine besondere Ehre, dass Sie heute Teil dieses Ereignisses sind, wo Bosnien und Herzegowina das erste Mal das Partnerland zusammen mit unserer heutigen Gastgeberin, der Vertretung des Landes Baden-Württemberg beim Bund in Berlin ist. Bei dieser Gelegenheit möchten wir uns bei der Vertretung recht herzlich für die Gastfreundschaft, die Mitarbeit und die äußerst erfolgreiche Organisation des diesjährigen Donausalons bedanken. Unser heutiges Kulturprogramm starten wir mit dem Auftritt eines jungen Künstlers, Mladen Mijanovic. Mladen Mijanovic wurde 1981 in Zenica geboren. Er studierte Malerei an der Kunstakademie in Banja Luka, wo er derzeit als Professor tätig ist. Also um ehrlich zu sein, ein sehr junger Professor, muss man zugeben. Seine Werke wurden in mehreren Einzel- und Gruppenausstellungen in Bosnien-Herzegowina, Europa und weltweit ausgestellt. Er ist mehrfacher Preisträger und gilt als einer der interessantesten Gestalter bzw. Künstler, die in den letzten Jahren auf der Kulturszene Osteuropas erschienen sind. Mladen Mijanovic vertrat Bosnien-Herzegowina zudem auf der 55. Biennale in Venedig 2013 mit seinem Projekt Der Genussgarten, welcher aus 3 miteinander verbundenen Einheiten, die uns heute Abend vom Künstler persönlich vorgestellt werden, besteht. Der Genussgarten beschäftigt sich mit dem Genuss, mit dem Vergnügen als einen Bestandteil des Menschen und seines Lebens, selbst wenn individuelle Genüsse zu kollektiven Absurditäten werden. Bereits der Titel dieses Werkes zeigt deutlich die Idee eines Gartens als die bosnisch-herzegowinische Gesellschaft im Ganzen, als eine Gesellschaft samt ihrer Vielfalt und ihres Pluralismus. Und es zeigt ebenso die Idee des Vergnügens in diesem Pluralismus. Der zweite Interpret ist der Akkordeonspieler und Student der Musikakademie der Universität Ost-Sarajevo, Stefan Ceha. Und er wird uns die Komposition des Komponisten Dr. Dalibor Djukic aus Banja Luka, Sensible, vorstellen. Die Komposition ist eigentlich eine Mischung aus Melos von Bosnien-Herzegowina und aus der modernen Musiksprache, die von der Sevdalinka inspiriert ist. Die Sevdalinka, einfach Sevdah, repräsentiert einen einzigartigen Volksmusikausdruck in Bosnien und Herzegowina mit einer sehr reichen und langen Tradition. Sevdalinka ist ein autochthones, urbanes Liebeslied und steht in Verbindung mit melancholischer Stimmung und Sehnsucht. Sie kann mit ihren Elementen mit dem deutschen mittelalterlichen Minnelied verglichen werden. Sevdalinka ist nicht nur in Bosnien-Herzegowina beliebt, sondern auch in ganz Südosteuropa, vor allem in Serbien, Montenegro und Mazedonien. Der junge Akkordeonist Stefan Ceha hat Sensible das erste Mal 2017 bei 22. interregionalen Jugendchortreffen in Ochsenhausen in Baden-Württemberg vertreten. Danach folgt die Ethnogruppe Gora Berg aus Berlin, geleitet von Sandra Stupar. Die Ethnogruppe pflegt und singt vorwiegend traditionelle, originale A-cappella-Songs, Ethnomusik. Das Repertoire umfasst neben den Ethnoliedern auch Lieder aus aller Welt, ob kubanische, spanische oder marokkanische Lieder. Und ihre mächtigen Stimmen lassen niemanden ungerührt. Die Gruppe zählt je nach Auftritt 2 bis 8 Mitglieder. Sandra Strupar und Dušica Gačić haben am Anfang ihrer Karriere als Duett begonnen und dieses Duett hat sich im Laufe der Jahre zu einer Gruppe entwickelt. Heute Abend treten die mit Katarina Vasiljević, Teodora Stupar und Katarina Stupar, alle aus Bosnien und Herzegowina, Banja Luka und Doboj, auf. Sie werden uns 3 traditionelle A-cappella-Originallieder, ein Sevdalinka-Lied und das spanische Lied Quesas präsentieren. Unser 4. Interpret ist Elvedin Muhić Elo, geboren in Prijedor, Bosnien-Herzegowina, und er stammt aus einer Musikfamilie. Bereits mit 10 Jahren begann er Akkordeon zu spielen. Bei den legendären Auftritten von Sokol Banja 1980 und 1986 bewies er sein Können mit seiner speziellen und bis dahin ungesehenen Spieltechnik. Bei der Verleihung des Musik-Oscars 1989 in Sarajevo gewann er gemeinsam mit seinen Chorkolleginnen und Kollegen den Preis für die beste Begleitband Jugoslawiens. Als diese waren sie auch weltweit unterwegs. Seit mehr als 20 Jahren lebt er mit seiner Familie im hessischen Hanau. In den vergangenen Jahren interpretierte er auf seine Weise die klassische Musik. So auch das nachfolgende Stück, das Sie sehen und vor allem hören werden. Es handelt sich um Jannes Überarbeitung von Vivaldis 4 Jahrzehnten, erstmalig auf dem Akkordeon. Unser Kulturprogramm beenden wir schließlich mit Sevdalinka-Liedern aus Bosnien-Herzegowina, Liedern aus Ländern der Region sowie mit Liedern aus den teilnehmenden diesjährigen Donausalon Ländern in musikalischer Begleitung von Elvedin Muhić Elo und mit dem Auftritt der Ethnogruppe Gora. Meinerseits genießen Sie das Programm und haben Sie einen angenehmen Abend. Mladen, die Bühne gehört dir.
Okay, I want to first say good evening to everyone, and I want to thank organizer to inviting me to give in the 20 minutes presentation and artist talk on the project I choose to present tonight. And the title of the project is The Garden of the Lights. And first I will tell you why I decided to choose this project. First, I decided to choose this project, which was national representation of Bosnia and Herzegovina at 55th Venice Biennial, because it's not my best exhibition, but it was at that moment the most important cultural event outside of the borders of Bosnia and Herzegovina, because before this 2013, which is 5 years ago, Bosnia and Herzegovina was absent from the Venice Biennale because this in-state 2 cultural ministers couldn't agree who will represent it. And then in 2013, finally, it was made a system agreement how Bosnia will appear on the Venice Biennial as a state. And for that year was chosen the Museum of Contemporary Arts of Republic of Srpska from Banja Luka to be an organizer. There was 2 curators, curator Irfan Hosić and Sarita Vujković. And then Actually, they proposed artists, and they proposed me to be artist to represent Bosnia and Herzegovina at that Venice Biennial. And I will tell you honestly, you know how long the happiness to be on Venice Biennial when I discovered was taking long. 5 seconds. And you know why 5 seconds? Because after 5 seconds of happiness that you will represent your country at the Venice Biennial, you started to worry. You started to think about what should I do, because then you became responsible to do your best, to show your culture the best as possible, and to make the project better as much as possible together with the team who was appointed to represent it. So the idea of garden, it's idea of diversity. The idea of garden, it's idea of beauty in diversity. Let's say that you have one flower, and this flower thinks that it's most beautiful flower in the planet. This would be nationalistic way of thinking. The beauty of garden, it's beauty in differences. So idea of the pavilion was to show how the difference can be beauty in the context of the garden. And maybe to stop to talk about the garden and show you some pictures and how and actually what I did for the pavilion. The first work, it's not something you expect, I need to admit at the beginning, and don't expect too much, you will be disappointed. The first work I decided to do, it was actually the text message I wrote to the friends from my phone book. And the text message was, "Dear friend, what would you love or wish to see in the pavilion of Bosnia and Herzegovina in Venice?" And then people started to reply me what they wish to see in the pavilion of Bosnia. And there was plenty of responses I got. And I picked 10 first responses I got. And I engraved those responses on a granite stone slab. And at the opening of the pavilion, I was taking this slab in my hands as long as I could. This was the way how to show this heavy duty and heavy responsibility of artists, not only to accomplish my wishes, but also the expectation of the society, which is actually quite hard to do. And this heavy stone, it's about 40 kilos, and I didn't know it how long I will do this performance. And you know, you represent the state at the Venice Biennale. It's the most important event in visual arts in the world. And everybody loves to play a star at the openings. You know, you meet the people, directors, curators, you drink champagne, you enjoy. I decided to do a completely different thing. I wanted to face visitors how heavy is to sustain the wishes of others, you know, and how heavy is to have responsibility to present this diversity. So I didn't know how long it will take. There was hundreds of people and thousands who passed at the opening to the pavilion. I didn't saw even one person. The performance was 1 hour and 45 minutes. When I finished performance, there was 5 people in the room, you know, the staff people, the team of the Biennale. And I mean, at the end, I sublimate this responsibility through this process. And as I said, in that year, it was important also for Bosnia to start to be regular at the Venice Biennale. I need to say that after this Biennale, there was again Bosnian Pavilion last year, and then we say that it's good that we have a continuity. So one of the works which was also shown there, it was a stone garden. It was a garden as like an arch with representing the motifs of flowers, what people are putting on the gravestones. And I will tell you later my connection with this, let's say, the drawing these motifs on the gravestones. The main work at the pavilion was the Garden of the Lights, which is actually reminiscence on the famous work of Hieronymus Bosch, a Renaissance painter who painted the Garden of Earthly Delights. And what actually I took the Hieronymus Bosch triptych. I earthed all figures from his picture, and then I was collecting the images what people in a region of Eastern Balkan are putting on the gravestones. You know, there is this hyper-realistic drawings, and this hyper-realistic drawings was my job I was doing before the Academy of Arts. I was working in a stonemason factory, doing this hyper-real drawing of people, what people wish to put as their eternal image, how they want that to be remembered, because the monument stays after lives. I would say the picture continued to live after that. And there was an interesting, I will tell you this, it's a curse in a village where I was grow up and doing this job in a stonemason factory. And the curse was, people made like, I hope that Mladen will do your portrait. That means that, you know, if I do your portraits, you're not alive, for sure. So in this case, these works were not about that. These works were about eternal image of diversity and different wishes in one society. This is just, let's say, closer image of what is engraved. It's very delicate work. I was stealing this technique because the guy who was doing in a village this on the gravestones, he didn't want to tell to anyone, you know. So the owner invited me to clean the workshop and to watch from a side how he is doing this, you know. I was cooking coffee for this guy and so on, and I was watching how he is doing. And at the end, you know, after maybe 1 month, I started to do it. So it's all by hand engraved on a granite, and you don't have a chance to make a mistake because you cannot earth it once you engrave something on this. And I think that I still have some time. And the third piece, which was shown in the pavilion, it was a piece which I did with the Banja Luka Philharmonic Orchestra. Also, I need to tell you what happened with the pavilion of Bosnia during the representation. Because we were all so full of energy when we were doing that. We had very low budget because we couldn't afford some, let's say, very expensive production and so on and so on. And then at the preview for professionals, our pavilion was announced as one of the 10 pavilions which is must-see pavilion. And then, I mean, through the media and everything, everybody in Bosnia was so proud with it that we actually accomplished something that the next time there will be will to support the next Biennale. Because we said, and I said, it was not important what will be shown on the pavilion. I will quote one Croatian artist who says, the opportunity that is given to someone to make exhibition, it's more important than what will be shown on that exhibition. And the opportunity which was given to us to make a pavilion of Bosnia and Venice was more important what we will show, but it was important that Bosnia continued to be there. And the same is about this process of care. What is culture? I set the question. The culture, etymologically, its meaning of the word agriculture. It comes about the process of care. You need to care about the corn you put on the ground through the whole process that it grows up, that it became, you bring it to the mill to make a powder and make a bread of it. Eating bread today, you don't accept the care about the whole process about the corn. So actually here we wanted to show how much is important to care about the whole process. And the last work to show this diversity and to show, let's say, the individual enjoyments in the context of collective was my cooperation with the Banja Luka Philharmonic Orchestra. I invited Banja Luka Philharmonic to perform at the Botanical Garden, to perform composition for 5 minutes. And when they came, they asked me, but you didn't tell us what we will perform, what we will sing. We should prepare ourselves. And I said, okay, you need to perform your composition which you love the most. So each member was invited to perform its own personal, most favorite composition. So now after this slide, we will watch the video, and you will see actually how sounds directly in vivo when people, because Philharmonic Orchestra usually perform one song all together, and everybody is performing one song. In this case, it was giving freedom to every participant of the Philharmonic to present himself in the most favorite song. And now we can see the video. And thank you very much. I didn't went over 20 minutes. Organizers will be happy and enjoy the evening of Bosnian culture. Yeah.
ein spezielles Lied.